Hi everybody, welcome to Right to the Top. I'm Adam. In today's video, I want to share with you an essay written by one of your own. Someone just like you who has been working for a long time and working very hard to get his writing level up. And this is an example of his essay after a long time of working, and he finally got to the point where he's writing at a band 8 level. So that's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at an essay assessment for IELTS. And I want to show you, basically this example I'm going to show you, this essay is a textbook example of what to do. And a textbook means, as an adjective, means exactly the way it's supposed to be done, the way they show you how to do it in textbooks. That's why we call it a textbook example. So this student worked a long time, but he got all the parts of the essay, all the scoring criteria met. Again, not a perfect essay, but you don't need a perfect essay. An 8 band will get you, overall 8 band in IELTS will get you pretty much into any program you want. So I'm going to walk you through the essay, but at the end, I want to give you a few key takeaways, a few key points to help you with your preparations, okay? So let's get started. We're going to look at the task first. So some people, I had to make a bit of adjustment just for, I can't copy exactly. Some people believe that our personalities are predetermined as a result of our genes before we are born, and there is nothing that can be done to alter our character traits. To what extent do you agree or disagree? It's very important that you understand the task. If you don't understand the task, it's very hard to answer it, obviously. There's a few words here that you need to know. Predetermined means determined before. So basically, in our genes, before we were born, our personality has already been set. And alter, like this word alter, means change, right? So to change our character. So you're born with your personality and there's nothing you can do to change it. Do you agree or disagree? And don't forget, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Very important that you answer this piece of the question. So next, here's the full essay. Now you don't need to read it here. If you want, you can press pause and try to read it. You can go to my website, righttotop.com. This essay is there as well as the edited version, so you can go slowly on a bigger screen, look at it carefully. I just want to show to you what it looks like, generally what an essay should look like at this length. 271 words, and I'm going to talk about the length a little bit after because it doesn't have to be a long essay to get a high score. So here it is. So now we're going to go part by part. Again, back to the task itself and the introduction paragraph. So many people hold. Now, hold is actually a very good word. Basically, you hold an idea, you hold a belief, you hold an opinion. You can just use hold for short. So good use of a common word in an uncommon situation or context. So again, start thinking. A lot of people, I find, have difficulties paraphrasing the expression, some people believe. So this is one way, hold, but here's today's challenge for this video. In the YouTube comments or on my Instagram page or Facebook, try to think of other ways to introduce an opinion or things that people believe using different expressions. And I'll let you go at this for a little while and then I'll give you a few examples as well. So many people hold that our character traits are predefined by hereditary before birth. So here's a little bit of a problem. Hereditary, this is a good word. He's using it as an adjective, but it doesn't work with by, right? So you need a noun. So you can add a noun by, let's say, hereditary links, maybe. You can say links, or just change it into the noun, heredity. Hold that predefined by heredity, basically by our genes before birth. Therefore, changing them. Here, therefore, not used correctly. What you want to say here is so. Therefore is a conclusion. So is a result. Two different things. And you can't have therefore between two independent clauses. It's not a conjunction. You have to remember that. Remember therefore, I'm going to come back to it again. I do not completely agree. Not completely, that's your extent, to what extent part, with this notion, because I believe genetic makeup is not the only determinant of human personalities. So I don't completely agree. I mean, I agree a little bit, but not completely. There are other reasons that we can, or there are other things that shape our personalities that can change. So we're going to get to that. Very good introduction, 2 sentences, paraphrases the task, gets to a very clear thesis statement. Don't completely agree because other things also shape our personalities. Very good introduction. Let's go to the first body paragraph. Now, together with heredity. Now, it's not clear to me if he was trying to use heredity or he just made a spelling mistake with hereditary. Either way, it's the second use of the same word, also misused. That's going to cost points in the lexical resource. But together with heredity, there are other shapers of personalities, including culture and education. Excellent topic sentence. Yes, there's heredity, but there's also culture and education. And he's going to talk about culture and education in the rest of the body paragraph. So very clear, general topic sentence. In specific, not really a collocation. Specifically, cultural values affect the way people behave under certain circumstances, while educational knowledge acts as a foundation where people build and develop their own set of personal traits. I'm not going to get into the little details now, but basically, culture has an effect, education has an effect. So he's elaborating. It's what we build our personalities on. In certain contexts, the interaction between genetics and these factors might make a person alter his personality. So here, these things will also help him change. So he's going back, supporting his thesis. For example, support, right? Now giving support for his argument. A person might be genetically predisposed to being shy. So somebody is born shy. Shyness is not a choice. Nobody chooses to be shy, but they can choose to not be shy or to be less shy, more extroverted, and simple-minded, not too bright. But living in a highly interactive and well-educated community. Now here, I would recommend giving a more specific example of this type of community, such as a cosmopolitan city, for example. Might lead him to be more confident. So if he's around people and talking, doesn't matter if he was born shy, he'll become a bit more confident and intelligent. Even if you're simple-minded, if you're surrounded by smart people, you'll still learn things. You can't really help that. And then, in general, cultural and educational environments are the real keys to the personality change. So, a summary sentence connecting back to the original thesis to close off the paragraph. So, very good paragraph here. A few mistakes, vocab and grammar, but we'll talk about that after. Okay, so far so good. Good introduction, good first body paragraph. Let's go on to the second body paragraph. Of course, the role of genes in the development of personality is also undeniable. So don't forget the task. The task is, do you think that genes are set and you can't change? So of course, he's going back, conceding that genes are important, but they're not the only thing, right? But again, good transition to a new focus and giving a concession. Many research findings suggest that most genetic traits that we have are emotional patterns. Again, research findings suggest, not a bad thing to say, it gives a little bit more weight to your argument, but there are patterns, and natural states hardly change throughout one's lifetime. So certain parts of your character are just not going to change, and that's a fact, and that's fine. And then he gives an example of this, and based on research. Some people are naturally more fearful than others, even when they reach adulthood, such as and even when they reach adulthood, they still have phobias and tend to avoid scary things, such as horror movies. So phobias are phobias, that they don't go away. Again, you can learn to deal with them. You can learn, if you're in a culture that likes horror movies, you'll accept them more, but you're still going to be afraid of them. You're still going to have nightmares. And horror movies giving a more specific example of a phobia. However, switching back to support his thesis that other things also affect. As mentioned above, genes are not the only one crucial factor in personality forming, not the only factor in forming personalities. Therefore, again, misused, using it like a conjunction. I'll show you how to fix that. It is unlikely that inherited personalities will remain fixed and stable throughout life. So again, there are enough other influences that it's not going to stay the same throughout your whole life. Certain things or patterns will stay, other things will change. Again, closing off the paragraph by going back to the thesis to support the thesis. So very good second body paragraph. And the conclusion. First of all, notice it's one sentence, a bit long, but clear. In conclusion, although genetic makeup has an immense influence on the development of personalities, this is not a sound reason to argue that our characteristic traits will never be changed. Basically giving a summary of the whole paragraph and a little bit saying again what was in the introduction. So perfect conclusion here to finish off the essay. So again, textbook, very clear introduction, paraphrasing the task, very clear thesis with answering the extent, don't completely agree because here are the reasons. Paragraph 1, focus on those 2 reasons. Good topic sentence, argument, elaboration, example, and closing statement. Switch focus, good transition into the second paragraph. Go to the other side for the concession. Don't forget to come back to support your main thesis. Close it off with a summary conclusion. So textbook example of an essay, and I got an 8. So now a couple of little pointers. Their edits are here. You can see all the specific edits on my website. They're all there. This was supposed to pop up like this a little bit. Okay, so now let's look at the specific scoring criteria. Remember, there are 4 things you're being marked on. Task response. Did you answer the question? Did you give concrete ideas and convincing ideas? And were you on topic? Cohesion and coherence, CC. Did everything flow? Did sentences connect? Did paragraphs connect? Did ideas connect? Was it easy to read? Basically, that's what this means. Lexical resource, vocabulary. Basically, knowing different words, having a variety of words, knowing the usage, knowing the parts of speech, avoiding redundancies, like making sure you don't have extra words, etc. And grammar, grammatical resource and accuracy. How good is your grammar? So the task response was perfect. Everything was exactly as it was supposed to be. He'll lose a little bit on the CC, on the cohesion and coherence, because of the therefore, twice misused, the inspecific, incorrect. A couple of little things you needed a little when they reach. So for example, when they reach, more of a grammar issue, so I didn't count it here. It'll be a symbolic point loss for the connections because therefore is a transition. That's part of CC. But most likely, they will count these misused words as part of the lexical resource because there are other problems with the vocab. Hereditary should have been a noun. Hereditary, whatever, was misspelled. Educational knowledge, redundant. Education includes the idea of knowledge. The only one factor, one is unnecessary, only means one, so you don't need the extra word one. At the end there at the bottom, characteristic traits. Characteristics or character traits. Try not to mix words when they don't work together. And a few other little things here and there. So basically, this is where he lost the most points. But notice, even though he lost points in the vocab, he still got a high overall score because of the TR score brought it up. Keep that in mind. GRA, again, a few different mistakes. Now, he has a lot of good sentence structure, good variety of sentence structures. Everything more or less works well. But there are enough mistakes, even though they're small, there are enough of them to be distracting. So the examiners have to take off some points, but still got an 8 because of the good structures and whatnot. Overall, 8.25, rounded down to an 8. Again, depending on the algorithms, depending what other people are doing that day on the test, it could go to an 8.5. Most likely, it'll go down to the 8. Okay? And again, you can see all these edits on my website. So now, the key takeaways. What are the most important things I want you to take away from this example? 1, the essay does not have to be long. So his original essay was 271 words. That's just 21 words above the minimum. Generally, I recommend aim for around 300 words, but that is because most people don't develop their ideas enough. So if you use a few more words, at least you have a chance of developing your ideas more. The longer you go, though, the more chances for grammar and vocab mistakes. So make sure you have a good balance there. 271, though. If all your sentences are tight, if all your ideas link and they're very clear to you and to the reader, you don't need to write a lot. it's possible to get an 8-band or a 9-band essay writing 251 words if you know how to make the sentences very tight. A lot of information in those sentences using fewer words to express more ideas. But again, that just takes time and practice. Speaking of ideas, you don't need too many. A lot of people try to throw in so many ideas into their body paragraphs that the body paragraphs don't have any central focus. And then you're losing a lot of points for your CC score and your TR score if you're not on topic, right? If you go off on a tangent, if you're going off and saying things that are unconnected to the topic, to the task, you're going to lose points. Have one idea in the first body paragraph, one solid idea in the second body paragraph, develop them fully, and that's enough. Notice that you can make mistakes in grammar and vocab and still get a high score. And this is where a lot of people make a mistake. They think that IELTS is an English test, which it is, but it's not. English is not only about vocabulary and grammar. The test is about English communication. It's about making ideas, making arguments clear. And that takes ideas and arguments that have to be fully developed. So keep that in mind. Ideas and organization are very important. It's not all about vocab and grammar. So that's basically the two go together. Make sure you're getting all 4 scoring criteria and make sure you know what they're looking for in the scoring criteria. And I'll make a video about that as well. But one more very important takeaway. Improvement takes time and practice. Don't think that you can improve your writing score in a week or 2 weeks. This particular student sent me essays for quite some time. His first essay or first couple of essays were like 6 or maybe even 5.5. Now he's writing at 8. He learned, he practiced, he built his vocabulary, he studied his grammar, and now he's writing much better. He knows exactly what is needed. That's what you need to do. First of all, find out what you need to do in terms of the scoring. Build your vocab. Basically, get a good handle on the grammar. And make sure you get feedback on your writing. Make sure you know what mistakes you're making so you don't repeat them and repeat them and repeat them. Now, I'm not actually doing assessments at the moment, but I am working on an ebook and a little mini course to help you guys self-assess your writing, and I will let you know when that is available. Okay? And that's basically all there is to it. Don't forget, you can go to my Instagram page, my Facebook page. You can write comments here in YouTube. Get engaged. Start writing. I also have the Reading and Writing Club on my Facebook. You can watch the video up here to learn more about that. Don't forget to work on your idea bank, and there's a video about that you can watch. Practice and time and patience. That's all you need, and everybody can get to an 8-band essay. Okay? There's no reason you can't do it if you work hard enough. And that's all I have to say about that. Anyways, if you like this video, please give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to get notifications when new videos come out. And come back next time and I'll have some more vocab and grammar lessons for you and hopefully more good samples to share with you. See you then. Bye-bye.